Here is a quick video about the measures of central tendency. So we've got 4 measures of central tendency. We have mean, median, mode, and range. So let's learn about each one. So the first one is called the mean. Another word for it is the average. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your data set, you're going to add all of the numbers together, and you're going to divide by how many numbers there are. So let's say we had a bunch of different people's ages. We have a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 19-year-old. We want to figure out what is the average age of everybody, of this group of people. So we're going to add all of these numbers together. And then, so this is to calculate the mean. And then we're going to divide them all by how many numbers there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So we're going to divide them by 7. All right, so what is 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 11 plus 15 plus 19? I got 66, and then we have to divide that by 7. Which is 9.4. So the average age of this group of 7 people is 9.4 years old. So that's how you do the mean. The next measure of central tendency is called the median. In this calculation, you have to order the numbers from smallest to biggest. So you must do this. And then all you do is you pick the middle number. So you just find the middle number in this data set. Looks like the middle number is 8. So 8 is your median age. Now, if there were 2 middle numbers, you would have to take the average of those middle numbers. So let's play this game one more time. Let's say we had the same ages, 11, 15, 19. Let's put a 20-year-old in there too. So let's say now we have an even number of ages. So when we're going through and we're trying to figure out what the middle number is, we have 2 middle numbers. So now we have to pick the middle of those middle numbers. So how you can do that is you can just add 8 and 11 together and divide them by 2. So it's like you're taking the average of the 2 middle numbers. So it would be 19 divided by 2, which is just 9.5. Which is just like pretend I just wrote out the numbers from 8 to 11. I'm just finding the middle of those numbers, so it's like right in between 9 and 10. Okay, so that is the median, the middle number. The next measure of central tendency is called the mode. And this is the number that occurs most frequently. This one's the easiest to calculate. So you're just looking at your data set, and you just see, is there a number that occurs more than once? Actually, there isn't in this data set. We have 2, 5, 6, 8, 11, 15, 19. So this data set would have no mode. But let's say we had a data set, like let's say people's ages, we had a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, we have 2 6-year-olds, an 8-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 19-year-old. Well, in this case, we actually have a mode. Now our mode is 6. So it's just a number that occurs most frequently. You can even have 2 modes. Let's say we had 2 19-year-olds in our data set. Well, now we have a mode of 6 and 19. They both occur twice. So you can have no mode, you can have 2 modes, you can have 1 mode. Yeah, it just depends what your data set has. Okay, and finally, there's something called the range. The range is where you just take the biggest number and you subtract the smallest number. So let's go back to our original. Let's use this data set. So our biggest age is a 19-year-old, and our smallest was a 2-year-old. So the range of our data set is just 19 minus 2, which is 17. So the range of our data set is 17 years. So our ages span 17 years. And those are all the measures of central tendency. Oh, actually, maybe I should say this too. These are called the measures of central tendency because they just say something about the spread of our data. So we can see if our data is like really spread out, like it's covering a lot of ages, or if it's all confined to each other by kind of looking at, how different is the mean from the median. 9.4 and 8 is pretty similar. and how big is the range, so we can see like how spread out our data is.